Hey guys, in this video I wanted to go over the three main things that I do that allow myself to kind of stay lean year round, like especially while bulking. Because I started off my bulking phase around February. For those of you that don't know, I had some GI issues I've been working through, but around February I started working with a GI dietitian, started getting those under control. Really was starting off around 194 pounds, and now it is April, the middle of April, and currently weighing in 196 to 197, so roughly, let's just say for all intents and purposes, 3 pounds up, so like a pound per month. And really, there are three main things that I think that I do really well that allow me just to stay lean. Because I think that when we're talking about how lean can you stay, and the concept of body fat settling ranges and like how lean that you can be, number one, it is going to mostly be dictated by your genetics. So if you are genetically, we all have a point where it's just really hard for us to get down. Even if we're going to be doing all these things I'm kind of saying lifestyle-wise that you can do to sort of get to that lower end of your intervention point, some people, like getting below 15%, they're going to feel terrible. They're going to feel like how I feel, like getting below 7% body fat. And other people are going to be able to walk around kind of like me, be able to eat kind of what they feel like. And actually, I'm eating a lot more than I feel like right now, bulking to be frank, and still stay single-digit body fat. But I do think that there's lots of behaviors that we can use throughout the year on a daily basis, regardless of if we are bulking, cutting, or maintaining our body weight. The first thing is going to be, I don't really have like the mindset of like bulking and cutting foods. And this is really, really important because you should find a sort of dietary template you kind of follow year round. Like regardless of if I'm bulking, cutting, maintaining my weight, the real only difference is my portion sizes. And this is really important because if you have vast swings in what you're choosing to eat on a day-to-day basis or on a phase-by-phase basis, it's going to get like really, really difficult to be able to actually stay lean and have good habits. A really big example of this is like people who are, they go to bulk and they start eating like tons of pizza and junk food and whatever. And, that's just not the way to go. The real thing to do is find foods that you like, that you enjoy. Standardize your diet on a daily basis. Find foods that you love. You can have some variation, and, there's obviously going to be some things that you augment in a, bulk cut or maintenance phase, depending on hunger levels and managing that for adherence purposes. But if you're having that bulk cut mindset, or I have bulking, cutting foods, maintenance foods, like that's a big problem. Find a diet that you like, that you can stick to, that you can enjoy, that doesn't make you feel like restrictive. Because if lots of times people when they're cutting or they're maintaining, they go such on like an unrestrictive diet, they feel like they're not eating foods that they love on a daily basis in moderation. And then when they go on bulking, it's like, okay, I'm gonna have an entire pizza per day and entire Ben and Jerry's and go in a massive calorie surplus. So standardize your diet, find foods that you like, eat those on a regular basis. The second thing that I do is I weigh myself every single day. And this is super, super important, like especially if you're bulking, because when you're bulking, like we're talking about how much muscle can you like actually like gain past the noob stage. Like in the best case scenario, we're talking like 1 pound of muscle per month. Now it's really hard to like micromanage that and gain a pound per month, but I do think it's possible to gain like 1 to 1.5 pounds a month if you actually track your weekly weight averages, weigh yourself regularly, and take that over time. I'll flash my weekly weight averages, like since I kind of started bulking the screen here, but if you're gaining weight, it's slow. You don't want to be forcing that on. You should mostly be thinking about eating enough to basically fuel your training. And you should see that scale you up slowly over time. And say that you come to a, okay, I'm going to go in bulk. I recommend around like a 200-ish calorie surplus for most people. Find your maintenance, track your body weight for 2 or 3 weeks, see what it is, and just slap that on top. You're going to always have some spikes in body water and whatever, but like past the initial body water stage of like that first week, like you should be at most gaining like half a pound per week, and ideally closer to like a quarter pound per week on average. And the only real way that you'll know if you're actually, gaining or losing weight at that rate, whatever you're doing, is if you weigh yourself regularly. You can have swings of like 4 pounds of body weight very regularly due to water, food choice, salts, where you constipate, where you have diarrhea, like whatever. There's so many different factors that really gauge that. And as you're tracking your body weight on a regular basis along with your calories, like you're not going to know what's happening with your body weight. And you're probably going to make too fast of changes and be like, okay, like I've got to eat more and whatever. And I think the last point I have here with this is just remember, like this all comes down to training. Like you have to train really, really hard. A lot of people I see, like they do too much volume, they're not doing enough intensity, or they're not getting stronger, they're not following a standardized program, and they're not really, tracking the logbook. The only way that you build muscle is by getting stronger over time. That is the stimulus. Your nutrition is a recovery modality that plays a supportive role in that. And if you're not training hard, you're not tracking what you're doing, but you're gaining weight, like if you're gaining weight, you should be gaining strength with that. That is a necessary part of it. If you're just really just gaining weight and your strength isn't really going up, it's a problem with your exercise program, how you're training, etc. And really, people ask like, how hard should I like push my accessories, or most of my exercises are mostly hypertrophy movements. Like if you're training squat, bench, and deadlift, a little bit differently because you have to train a little bit differently for strength. But for like hypertrophy training, like I tell my clients, like go until it hurts like hell and keep going. Myself, I really like employing lots of myo rep sets. I have a video on that on my channel. Drop sets, and like I push myself like really, really hard. Like you are there to be uncomfortable. A lot of people have issues with that. It's kind of like, people that aren't used to being hungry during a diet or aren't used to dieting, like you get used to over time though. You have to lean into that discomfort and remind yourself that that's where you're actually going to grow and stay lean, because if you should be getting stronger at, if you're gaining body weight over time, if you are gaining strength, you're going to gain muscle. It's going to happen as long as you're fueling that. And lots of times, if you're weighing yourself, you're looking at your appearance, whatever, you have to micromanaging all that stuff. Like you'll know, am I gaining weight too fast? Am I not gaining enough weight? Even though my strength's going up. But I will say most people are not lean enough for like they need a big surplus. Like even I think a lot of people could even like gain plenty of muscle at maintenance, because you only need energy. You need to build muscle, which can come from food. It can come from body fat. You need a training stimulus, and you need adequate recovery. That's what you need to build muscle. And if you have enough available energy, like you can recomp pretty well as long as you're getting stronger and you're within your body fat selling range. So those are really like the three ways that I'm able to stay lean while I'm bulking, and really helping out my clients with that too. So if you guys are looking for a one-stop solution to really get to your dream physique, get strong AF, build chisel muscle in just 90 days, there's a link down below in the comment section. I'll micromanage all this for you, so you don't really have to overthink it. You can make sure you're gaining muscle, won't be questioning what you're doing. So if you guys are interested, links are down below. If you guys have any questions, ask too, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.